Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of your Daily Dose. As you can see, we are on a guest account. Exodus is in the house, and they have graciously allowed us to have access to their account to check out some of the newest items from the Celebrate Festival. So, big shout out to Exodus. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to test out some things. As you can see, we do have a Woo Nation account. I'm just going to go ahead and speed this up a little bit. We do have Sun Luban, pretty stock standard. Running, of course, Zai's Charm makes absolute sense. Of course, Tashi Shi, yep, very cool. Tashi Shi. I don't know if I like people that run Heaven's Sword on Tashi Shi, I'm not going to lie, but we're going to test him out in a little bit to see exactly which is the best rotation. Oh, you are running the Gourd on Lu Su. Interesting. Very interesting. I wonder why that is. I'm curious. I am curious. I do want to play around a little bit and see exactly what this Gourd can do. And obviously, Exodus has got this all the way up to 1 star, which is fantastic. Because it does have this healing ability. So I'm a little bit, yeah, I'm not so sure. I don't know. Like, I do understand running, of course, the Jade Halberd on Sun Jiang, mainly so that he doesn't die around 1. He pretty much has a guaranteed not going to die around 1. But at the same time, I'm thinking, what is the feasibility of Lu Su? Just how much damage does old mate Lu actually do? Does he die quickly? And if he dies quickly, maybe we could just make this guy, in every aspect of the word, immortal. We could really make Sun Jiang immortal. Because, of course, if you don't know, he does have a very nasty ability to pretty much reflect damage. He has a shield ability, and he pretty much does damage reflection. Yeah, he's pretty nasty. He's actually really broken for the Wu Nation. I am very excited to see exactly what we can do there. It could potentially be that he didn't want to necessarily run the Gourd on this guy because he already, I believe, starts with 100 hatred. And that could be the deciding factor. Obviously, Date is another candidate to run the Gourd on the team. Mainly because this guy really just dies a lot. In my experience, this guy's the squishiest one out of all of them. But in saying that, he doesn't really have a great depth of versatility for a Wu Nation team. Realistically speaking, Wu Nation is not it's not really interested in control. It's interested in basically long sustained damage. And I don't know if Date is necessarily the greatest fit, but we are going to, of course, check him out and see whether or not we can do some nasty damage with him. Now, I know you said that there was some things left for the Celebrate Festival. I won't go ahead and claim any of those other stuff. I'll let you go ahead and do that. Do have 110 of these, so if there was an opportunity, I want to say, potentially to do some swaps, if that was required, we could do that. Let's have a look at the indexes. So you probably don't need to look at that. Let's have a look to see. Let me have a look at some indexes. Where's your indexes? Damn it. Heroes. All right. Hero indexes. So it was, you were going to build Xiao Pi. You did mention that as the transformation, which is fantastic. I feel like he is going to be a very solid fit for Wu. Obviously, though, you could just go double Sun Jiang for the pretty much just the shielding and reflect damage. Um, it's a hard choice. It is a hard choice. The only reason I say that is because Wu is kind of exceptional. It's set aside. You don't necessarily have to run the status quo with Wu Nation. It really can just run its own nation because of its synergy with the burns and damages over time. But Xiao he's pretty nasty. He's going to be a nasty transformation. I could definitely see that being pretty lethal. Would I replace Date? Well, yeah, Lu Meng, I believe, is going to be the next one out. So Date is literally going to get the boot. So for now, he's probably going to be okay to run. There isn't really an alternative, is there? Like, if we really think about it from a logical point, who are you really going to replace this guy with in the Wu formation? What? Oh, Sun Shi? Nah, that's just terrible. That's a terrible idea. Let's go and see if there's anything up. I was wondering if we might be able to do some Warlord Clash. Let's see if we can fight a couple of opponents here without losing too many of your ranks. But I want to kind of test it out here. I am going to slow this down a little bit. So we are going to go normal speed just to see what rotation we've got. So Lusu absolutely makes sense in slot 1 to, of course, magnify the burn damage and spread it around. We're probably just going to kill these guys almost instantly. And of course, you do have the mythic tactic, which is fantastic. But I do want to see exactly. Oh, I mean, look, let's skip this one. It's an easy win there. Let's find some people that might potentially be around your level. If not, we'll need to go into a rankings list and find them that way. We do have okay, all right. So very similar team, almost identical, literally almost identical except for the placement. Um, Interesting. He definitely welled hard for Sun Jiang. Let's see. Let's just see what Lusu can do with the gourd. I know he will heal quite a lot, but will he die? Will he die and will he resurrect? All right. So that was a massive, massive amount of damage. Maybe the gourd really is the best port. Maybe it really is. Hmm. I mean, we do get the shielding. I believe he had his ultimate already because he starts with it. Of course, they just don't want to die. They're immune. Damn it. That's okay. That's pretty much. Look, if we're going to talk about it from a real end game perspective, in about I want to say 2 mods. Once we get everything out, as well as the backline strategist, like the opening fight scene is going to take like probably 2 minutes for the power up. Not even exaggerating. It is a massive amount of stuff that will just start procking and procking and procking. But yeah, I mean, look, it seems to work. Obviously, the gourd is healing everyone, which is amazing. And because it is attack based percentage as well, I am curious. I want to keep seeing. I don't want to jump to the conclusion that it's healing everyone, but I feel like every time Sun Luban does attack, everyone gets healed. So let's make sure. Let us make sure. It could of course be the tactic that he's running. So let's see. Well, I mean we already know who's gonna win, but yep. All right. So it does look pretty solid that it is going to be a healing effect. Unfortunately, old mate Sun Jiang died, but it is what it is. And this other guy is actually running the Phoniex Gourd on the Sun Jiang. So resurrection appears to take at least one full turn, meaning that the person still does not take any damage. That's pretty powerful. And he resurrects, I believe, with full HP. Is it every turn that he resurrects? Let me see. Like he's literally like taking any damage. All right, game. Come on, hurry up and resurrect him already. Savage Charm is actually really good for this nation. No joke. It's really good for this nation as well as volley as well to remove debuffs. But yeah, it looks like he basically got almost immortal. Why is he not taking any damage? This is concerning. Tough wall. Wow. All right, maybe you can take some damage now. No, apparently not. Dang, he is just chopping. He is literally chopping down people right now. This is a 5 star with the gourd. Probably the perfect example. Can he solo? Can he solo? Because if he solos, we're sticking this on Sun Jian, my friend. We're not even. This is a no debate right there. Look how strong this guy is. He's just not dying. He's just continually buffing himself with his shields and reflection. I'm concerned. How long is this fight going to go? And we might kill him, though. Our evasion, very good. Oh, he took some damage and he got seduced. Ooh, will this be it? So if anyone wants an example of what a gourd does, this is this is pretty crazy. I mean, he is 5 star though, and he's dying now. Yes, finally we chipped him away. But let's be honest, that was a solid couple of rounds. We went to round 9 to kill this guy. Um, and I feel like if he'd probably been around the same billion level, like he probably could have won that out, which is crazy to think. Let's see if there's anyone that we can fight. Let me see. Let me see. Let's go into. I want to say Warlord Glory Hall. Let's check out some rankings cross server. Who's around your power level? 5 billion. This guy. What are you running? You're running. Oh, you're a Woo Nation as well. Interesting. We might fight you in a second. Close, close. All right, Warlord. Yep, we definitely want to fight a Warlord. Let's check it out and see. Actually, that's the wrong one. Let's check out and see just how we go against a Warlord. Of course, Papa Dong Zhao is in the middle, directly across from Sun Jiang. Hmm. But yeah, Date pretty much got capped. Like he was the first one sort of to go straight after Sun Jiang went, which is kind of sad. It's kind of sad considering how much money it would have been to invest in this guy. Tis what it is, though. Oof. But I just feel like that burst damage, that round one ultimate of Lusu is just, it's just perfect, isn't it? It's literally perfect. And of course, these guys have got the mythic, both mythic tactics. He's immune to all damage for some reason. Interesting. And he's gonna taunt you. Wow. All right. Well, Dong Zhao, can you survive? I wonder who's running the gourd on this guy's team. I actually don't think he got the gourd yet. I don't see the little phoenix symbol. No, I don't. Am I blind? No. I see dragons, I see tigers. Oh, maybe he does have it. Too much red going on. We'll see when one dies. We'll see. We'll definitely know when one dies. He is stun locked though, but that taunt is very annoying. I feel like that's a very annoying ability for Dong Zhao. Of course, it doesn't lock him in permanently. As you can see, he's still vulnerable to stuns. I just don't think they can do enough damage. I really don't. Unfortunately, it looks like this Warlord team just cannot capitalize on the damage. But yeah, Lu Su, definitely top contender at the moment for that. He did. Oh, he does have the gourd. Okay, all right. So Dongjiao does have the gourd. I was thinking in terms of who to run it on. It does make sense to potentially run it on him if you are a warlord, but I feel like there's some wiggle room there because you could technically get away with it running it on UG. Date, if Date is one of your strongest mythic heroes on your team, you could get away running it on him as well. But interestingly enough, I mean these fights just go forever and Date died, which I thought would happen. Like out of all of the ones that are going to die first, it is going to be Date. His MC is just too strong. His MC is really just too strong. I think you're using a healer MC too. Very cool tactics. Basically, you're just running a full sustain team. We're going to check out a little bit of things outside of this. I will try to run. I will do. I don't know if I want to do some swaps because if I do some swaps, it just gets awkward because then I got to remember what I did. But I was going to say I want to try the gourd on Sun Jiang, but we really already saw what Sun Jiang can do it in that previous fight. So yes, gourd is very tanky. So Lusu at the moment, Lusu is probably becoming my first contender for Wu Nation. I want to see if we can fight against some Wei Nations as well. See if anyone's going to rock that. I don't feel like anyone except for Xiao P is really going to want to run the gourd so that you pretty much keep him resurrected for constant paralysis. That's my thoughts. Overall, a very nice account. Tashishi, of course, doing the final move with the Whale Slayer ability. And if we just skip ahead, we already knew he's not going to be able to tank that. He didn't really do very much damage, but look at that. Look how much he took. He healed and took like 101 billion. Wow. Just looking from the tank perspective. I mean, Dominant Dank Stash, if anyone doubts that Dominant Dank Stash is a DPS, he still reigns as a top DPS until, of course, Gone Sun comes out next generation. Lusu is just chopping it on this team. Sadly, Tashishi's really calling. He's kind of falling off a little bit. I don't know if it's just because he doesn't have the opportunity to kill as many or not. But that's pretty interesting. I really do like your setup. It's a very unique high sustain level setup for the Wu Nation. All right, let's just keep going. Let's see if we can potentially star. Oh. I mean, yeah, we've already fought another Wu one. Let me see if we can get someone around there. I'm pretty sure that's Wu as well. Yep. Why is everyone going Wu is the question, huh? Huh? Why is everyone going Wu? If anyone is curious, eventually they do become one of the strongest nations in the game. But in saying that, you don't have to run a full Wu nation. You can actually run a hybrid nation coming up. So what about Guts? What about Guts? What do you got? Oh, you got Shu. All right. Let's go ahead and rock it against you. I don't know if you actually. Yes, you do. You have Wei Yan up the back. Very interesting. Do you have the gourd? Let's see if we see the animation. No. Ah, that's a shame. So this guy hasn't got the gourd yet, but that's okay. Obviously, some people are just waiting to see if it's any good. Short answer is it is fantastic. Because Lusu is literally doing his ultimate round one. He's healing everyone as well. I mean, he just died then, but still, like I feel like there's some good things going on here. I want to double check though. I'm going to read the tooltip just to be sure that isn't his tactic that's healing, because that could be awkward. That could be very awkward. Can we actually can we stay alive for a couple of rounds? Maybe. I want to say yes. Uh, I mean, this guy is a little bit above in power ration. Okay, Wei Yan just wiped out the back row. That's scary. That is scary. What is he running? Oh, is he even running? I want to say he's not even running a. Hold on a second. Wei Yan's not even running a mythic weapon. Interesting. If I was going to predict what he's going to use, he's probably using 7-star sword on that character. I'd say he's using 7-star sword because Zhang Fei is basically running the Jade Halberd. We've got Mythic Sword. Yeah, it's a 7-star sword. Yeah, that is brutally lethal. Definitely a good combination there for old mate Wei Yang. But I think he could get away with the gourd. I think he could. I think he'd be pretty damn lethal with that. I mean, Lustu's he died, then he died, and he got resurrected, and it's really just how tanky can we make Sun Jiang? All right. Well, we all know that that one is probably not going to go to us. So, still doing a very large amount of damage. Of course, he tanked most of that as well. The reflectability is quite scary on these Generation 4s, the ability to reflect damage back. Wei Yang actually second highest DPS. Interesting. Of course, Zhang Fei is an absolute monster. If you are curious, always run the halberd on Zhang Fei. there's no question about that one. The Jade halberd on Zhang Fei is a must. Let's go in and check out some of the other combinations of formations. So you're basically going to be running that. You do have a PVE, which is the Vanquish Charm, which is nice. Definitely going to be. I would definitely say you use this right for. I want to say you use this for demon raids, right? Because this one boosts your damage by 20%. I want to say that's kind of that's a good thing, right? So I think increase all heroes damage by 30% for 2 rounds. So hopefully you use that to boost it up instead of running Moonlight Dance. Is there anything else? Is there anything else? You didn't run too many mythics. Interesting. Interesting. Let me have a look in the combo charm index if there's anything that stands out. I know you can pretty much get away with not having to run too much, because you're running a full sustain, but at the same time, I don't know if the Chaos Charm is that great. I want to say that this, I mean, this is definitely up there in terms of just what it can do because of the damage reduction. I want to say, is it a must build though? It's really hard. It's really hard because we can't test them. But let's just have a look. Front row damage. It's basically an attack reduction. It looks sick though. You do extra damage when HP is below 50%. Um, I don't know if that's ideal. So I could potentially see people skipping out on that one. What's the other generation for? Hell's Judgment. This one, for those that are curious, it is a control charm, and it does do well. It does do decent. It's a decent debuff. Really, all of these ones are debuffs, right? They're not really going to be buffing your team too hard. Let's have a look. It pretty much it's really good with Xiao because every time you do it, it's like you have a chance to stun, and of course, hey, extra damage, damage reduction. It looks pretty badass. I like it. Would I buy these ones? I don't know. I don't know if they're a huge fit for your team. I want to say, though, the best one would probably be this one here. This charm is probably going to be, if you do have the opportunity, grab Starlight Pierce. Mainly because it does burn, but mainly because it gives damage increase, and the damage increase is pretty good. It's pretty decent. As you level it up, obviously you can get, I think, up to 30% damage increase. It does unremovable burns. I feel like this is not a terrible investment if you do have a couple of spare merit badges. Build that one and probably slot that in there for some PvE and PvP damage, just for that additional layer of unremovable burns. That's my 2 cents on that in terms of direction for charms. Hero wise, I mean, Date is your weakest link. So if you want to focus on keeping this guy alive, you could potentially test him out with the Gourd. I don't feel like it's a good choice though, because Lusu's just chopping it with the Gourd. Like you've definitely illuminated this guy with the Gourd. Like, I mean, remember the first fight we had? That guy was really, really hard to kill, but at the same time, he didn't do quite enough damage, so he really has a tank functionality about him. So Lusu does make sense to be the main DPS, I want to say. Can we see if we can do any of these beast realms? No, we can't. I was thinking maybe we could fight some stronger people there as well. But is there another person that we can fight in Siege? We're in Truce. That's kind of awkward. I don't want to start a war or anything like that. Let's do some more Warlords Clash. I really don't feel like there's anything that there needs to be adjusted in terms of setup. So I am very grateful, though, that we've had the opportunity to see exactly what some of the other nations are using in terms of the Gourd as well. Hmm. My opinion is you need to build it. Everyone that can build this, build it. I know that sounds weird, but yeah, definitely want to be building the Gourd if that is a possibility. He went with MC first, really interesting. I think he was trying to get. I want to say he wanted to see whether or not he could stun everyone with Wolfhammer, but I feel like that was a mischief, my friend. You probably should have started with Lusu. All right. Oof. I mean, Sanjan does a little bit of damage, doesn't he? Damn. Tashishi just wiped everyone out. Whew. He obliterated. I feel like this guy's a little bit stronger than us. I'm getting that impression. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep, he definitely is. It's the only reason Date is still alive is because he's got Pixiu's reflect shield on. Oh damn. Alright, let's see. But yeah, in terms of your MC, it's an interesting choice. Obviously, you went with sustain, which is pretty cool. Not a lot of players would think down that line, but yeah, it makes sense. Additional heals can definitely make this team a very, very, very annoying one to fight. Um, But yeah, Chaopi is probably going to be it. You could almost go. You could spice it up and go Wei Yang for the back row Rage Steel, and of course buff steals off Wei Yang. That could be interesting, but at the same time, I feel like you want control because the more that you can control the enemy team, the better it is going to be for you in the long run. I think we can skip ahead. We are not going to beat these guys, unfortunately. But as you can see, even his Lusu is pretty much insane. Wow, look at the damage he did. That's probably from reflection. But yeah, an interesting enough fight. Is there anything else that we can cover in the video before we leave? I don't think so. I don't think there's anything that you particularly need to do in terms of prioritization. Um, it is pretty expensive. Now, I know a lot of people probably, let me get back into it. I know a lot of people were saying that it really was, it could be, uh, it could be more advantageous, I want to speak English, to go ahead and get the mythic shards because these ones are so expensive. But just the mythic tactics alone, they're just huge. They really are a deal breaker on a lot of teams. Let me see if Lusu's running that one. He's not even running the WoW one, so we definitely know it's the Gourd that is doing the healing. Um, and of course, that means that we all know it's attack percentage as well. What's this guy's attack rating at? If I was gonna make a suggestion, hmm, I mean, running him with the Gourd and doing that. What mythics? Oh, you went Tashi. I mean, you could potentially swap that out a little bit and just give him the extra attack bonus, just so that he can increase. I want to say the potential of the Gourd, and of course his overall round one ultimate ability. That might actually not be a bad idea because it is 150% of attack percentage. So if you have a look at his attack at the moment, he's got 641 million. Sorry, 741 million. What's Tashishi got? Tashishi's got 831 million. Huh. Well, he does an AoE ability. I feel like if you're not already prioritizing this, you should be probably prioritizing getting this up for that additional little bit of attack percentage. If I'm not mistaken, let me have a look. You will probably get a total of 25%. Is it 25% extra attack. So if you were to factor that in, I mean, I'm not that fantastic at maths, but I think you'd almost have close to a billion attack, very close to 900 to close to a billion attack. That would be my only suggestion is potentially dropping Tashi, maybe regressing it, or maybe just swapping it straight into it. I don't think you can though, right? Because that's Scripture of Great Peace, and this is Meng D's manual. But yes, that would be probably the only real thing that I could say to maximize the damage of Lusu round one. Of course, running the Phoniex Gourd. But let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think of this account? It is certainly badass. I'm loving the fact that you, I'm loving the fact that you went with a very unorthodox approach to the transformations. Obviously, if you did have Wolfhammer, I probably would say run Wolfhammer over this. It's just, yeah, it is what it is. As for the beasts, I feel like they're pretty stock standard. There is no wiggle room with beasts. The reality is you just run your mythics, and of course, that's pretty much it. Um, very, very nice account. Very, very nice account. I'll be looking forward to see just how you go when you do level up Sun Jiang up to 5 star. And of course, Lu Ming next generation is going to break the game for Wu Nation. He is just a overall amazing damage and of course evasion level character. But thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this has given some ideas to some people that were curious whether or not the Gourd runs well on Wu. And of course, as you saw, we could play a little bit with other nations, including Dongzhao. Not much else to add to that, and I'll catch you all in the next one.